What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm. So if we thought yesterday was cold, today is absolutely frigid. It is a balmy 6 degrees here in Southwest Ohio, but that is not going to stop us. We are still out here working on maple lines this morning. We are going to work on getting our 3/16 sap tubing hooked up to the support cables that we strung yesterday. We'll talk a little bit more later about why we're using the 3/16 tubing, but for right now, we're going to try to get it stretched out up here in the field, get all the kinks and loops out of it, and then right back here is the entrance to our little sugar bush area where we have the cable stretched. So we're just going to try to keep moving this morning and stay warm. Our first run, stretch down the hill here. There's kind of what's going to be our rally point down there at the end. And we're just using tie wraps to affix it to the steel cable. Doing a little double wrap there so it cinches real good so we can try to keep good tension on it. And we got plenty of fall here, so these little bellies going down there, shouldn't have to worry much about that at all. We got so much fall going on. But just going like every 10 or 12 feet, putting tie wrap on it. Well, we got our first 4 runs set up back behind us. So we have basically 2 further back that end up tying together at a central location, and then we'll go down to our collection vat, and then we have 2 more a bit closer to me that tie together and will go to the same place. We have 1 more area back up in here that we have to figure out where to get our wire stretched next. So kind of what I did is I put an orange dot on every one of these maple trees so I could kind of see them standing from a central location. And then from here, we have to figure out how do we start at our high point back here at this big one, and then work our way down and get close at least to every tree, close enough that we can catch it from the tap with our little jumper and get it out to a main line. So just puzzling that out now and going through and bushwhacking this little short honeysuckle, getting all the eye pokers and trying to create a little trail that we'll be able to drag our wire through. Now that we got some trails blazed, we can get through without poking ourselves in the eye. Yeah. We're gonna stretch that same high tensile wire that we were using yesterday. We've got some pieces of plastic already sleeved onto it for every time we have to wrap around a tree to make a turn. Like we're gonna go from this big one to this one here, then to go down the hill, we'll have that plastic there curved on the outside of it to make sure we don't chew up the tree. And again, we're just putting a handful of twists in it, these little pigtails down here. And then that is plenty strong enough to hold all of the tension that we're gonna put on it. So I just tied onto one of these existing ones from one of our other lines coming down. And now we'll work these back up the hill, get them at every spot where they rub a tree. And then we'll be ready to tension it and then pull some tubing down. In case you didn't believe me, it is absolutely freezing out here. It definitely is. Well, I've walked back up this big old hill for about the 88th time in the past 2 days. But we've got all of our wire tensioned, and we have 3/16 tubing on all of our lines. So all of these lateral lines are up and ready to start getting tees installed and the taps. So on this hillside that we just put all of these lateral lines, if I counted right, I think we captured about 48 trees. A good number of those are going to be multi-tap trees. So we're looking probably somewhere between 75 and 80 taps, which is not the most that I've ever done in a season, but it is about the same as I did last year. So just across this one hillside, we're going to catch in one collection vat, we're going to catch as many taps as I did across all of those stinking buckets last year. So really looking forward to taking some of the manual labor out of this, even though this was a lot of work over the last 2 days, getting all of this strung up, especially with as cold as it was. But really looking forward to being able to enjoy the fruits of that labor over the next upcoming weeks. Once the sap starts flowing, we'll just be able to come back here with hopefully a trailer, offload, and take it on up to the sugar barn. But that is going to be next time. We're going to call that a wrap for vlog number 2. I'm going to go get the drone later this afternoon and fly it around in here. Hopefully give you guys a little bit better look at everything that we got accomplished this weekend. It's kind of hard to see all the tubing and stuff through the trees. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, think about hitting that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, y'all, we will see you.